everyone, welcome to this month's Q&A, and it's all about digital strategies. So let's get into our first question. First one comes to us from Jake. How can I give my clients a USB with all their images while making sure they keep to my copyright agreement of only printing up to 8x10s? Well, Jake, it's up to you. You're the one exporting those files, so you can control pixel count, and that's exactly how you're gonna do it. So in our studio, when we're exporting out of Lightroom, we export 1800 pixels on the long edge. And what that's gonna do is allow your client to print up to about an 8x12, and they can push it if they want to 11x16 or 14, but things are gonna start getting pixelated really, really quickly. And so that's gonna allow you to control size. That's the only way to ensure. You can't give them a full res file and think they're not gonna print as large as they can go. So that's how you do it. Lightroom, export, and control the pixel count. 1800 pixels on the long edge, but your best bet is test it. So what we did is we exported that and tried printing it as a 4x6, 5x7, 8x12, 11x16, 16x24, just to see what it was gonna look like if they did it. And by the time they got to 16x24, things were starting to fall apart. All right, next question comes to us from, what are the best strategies to gain social media followers? This comes from Josh, relating to Instagram and Facebook. You know, Josh, it's really interesting. In today's day and age, building a following, you've got to have something more to offer them. This is what I found in my own experience. And so back in the day when everything first started, people were just liking and following everything. Well, that's no longer the case. People have become much more selective in who they're following. So my advice, if you want to develop a following, don't go out onto Facebook on your business page and post, where you went and had, enchiladas, the day before. No one cares, right? So you got to save that kind of stuff for your personal page, with your family and friends. But if you want to develop a following on your business page, you want to keep very, very active. I mean, we're talking about posting 3 to 5 times a week, if not more. That's the key to being social, to building your following. Now, the next question is going to be, well, what am I doing in January, February, March, when things start to slow down? You're going to follow the same thing. Maybe do a throwback day. Maybe post pictures from earlier in the year, things that you've held back, but you've got to consistently be active. It's so funny because I watch my Instagram feed and I'm watching people who used to be photographers or still claim to be photographers, and they're posting pictures that make no sense. They're posting pictures that they're having a yard sale. They're posting pictures of them in front of a Christmas tree. From the perspective of your business, I'm not sure that makes any sense unless you're selling your personal identity in that business. People want to see your pictures. People want to see your imagery. Next question comes to us from Casey. How do I make my images look clear and sharp and good color on social media? Well, Casey, Facebook and Instagram have a habit of just destroying our images when you go to post them because of their compression algorithms. There's not much you're going to do about what they're doing, but you can certainly get your image as good as you possibly can before you export it. So what I tend to do is, again, in Lightroom, I have an export script that I use for social media. That's going to put my logo on it, and that's going to size it. So if you try and upload, a 5 meg JPEG file from your camera up to Facebook, man, it's going to look like crap because Facebook's the one compressing it. Instead, do it in Lightroom and, of course, test it. See what works and what's not working. Post it up there, see if it looks good. If not, try again. But here's something I would do. For social media, I do about 2,000 pixels on the long edge. I put my logo on it, and then I tend to over-sharpen it for social media. So within Lightroom, you can do that. You can add sharpening, and it says it's like sharpening for monitors, something to that effect on the export. That's the way we do it, and it's just over time, it's gotten to look the way I need it to look. Also, try a difference between exporting it with sRGB as the color space and Adobe RGB as a color space. Your colors might look a little bit different, right? Because they're not displaying Adobe RGB, they're displaying sRGB. So keep that in mind. And if you don't know the difference between the two, you might want to do some research. Get on Google right now, sRGB versus Adobe RGB. Okay, next question comes to us from Josh. How do you bring existing clients to updated methods, such as transitioning them away from USB drives to online galleries? Well, Josh, I didn't know USB drives were not an updated method, but that's fine. Do you make exceptions even though it's going to cost you more the old way? The old way would be CDs. I don't think thumb drives are the old way. How are you delivering your images to your clients on a gallery? There's no branding, no messaging. Once they download those images, where do they go? They go to their hard drive, and what happens when that hard drive crashes? Or they lose them, or they get rid of their iPad? I really think that's a bad way, just FYI. We deliver these on thumb drives for our clients so that they have it and it's a branded experience. So look to a company called Photo Flash Drive, and they've got where you can buy one box, one thumb drive at a time, and it's completely branded. Yeah, it might cost you an extra 10, 15, 20 bucks, but I would much rather have my clients have a branded experience and have something tangible in their hands versus an online gallery. And dude, just think through it. If you're showing them 50, 100, 200, 2,000 images, you really think a client wants to sit there and download those images one at a time? Or even if they're zipped up, I mean, are they going to wait 2 hours for this shit to download? Like, that would not be the route I'd go, brother. So just FYI. Next question comes to us from Chris. Marketing and attracting new clients that value my work is tripping me up. Apparently what I offer is too high end. Man, you are never too high end. Louis Vuitton can attest to that. Gucci can attest to that. Mercedes-Benz can attest to that. These are not too high-end brands for you and your company. What you want to be able to do is connect with those clients. You're going to be too high-end. You know, if you go to Walmart and try and sell Louis Vuitton in Walmart, it's not going to work because those people are not looking for high-end. They're looking for the cheapest possible product that exists. What you've got to do is get and connect with those clients. Might be a problem with where you live, right? If you're living in the boonies and there's people who just don't appreciate it, well, that's what's going to end up happening to you. So you've got to keep this kind of stuff in mind. Connect with those high-end clients. Now, how do you do that? You got to go out there. You got to keep searching. You got to do the right bridal shows, right? I don't know if we're talking brides or high school seniors, but I'm telling you, no matter where you live, any market, I live in blue-collar America. There's a percentage of your local market that is high-end. So you got to ask yourself, is your logo high-end? Is your studio space high-end? Are you working out of your basement? Kind of hard to be high-end when you're working out of your basement. When I walk into your studio, is it a high-end experience? Am I looking at kind of like this luxury, plush environment, or do I feel like I'm stepping back in time to the 1980s? These are the things that matter, so just keep that in mind. And the last question comes to us from Alexander. I have an old model Canon 40D in lens. I want to do event photography and portraiture. Which of the newer models can I choose and keep that crop sensor? Lex, I gotta be honest with you. I'd be looking for a full frame sensor. I don't know why you wouldn't want to get everything that's there on the market for you, but you can certainly look at the new 7D lines, and then I believe we're up to a 60D, and I think they may have even just released or announced a 70D. So that's where you'd want to go if you want that crop sensor. But I don't have a whole lot of experience with crop sensors because I want every ounce of that range. And so you probably have some glass that is made for a crop sensor. But over time, if this is what you're going to be doing, especially event photographer, you want some fast glass, right? Like a 50 millimeter 1.2, an 85 1.2. So these are the kind of things that you want to take advantage of everything that you can, even with like, noise, and, high ISO. These other cameras, like the 5D is a perfect camera for you to be looking at right now. The 5D Mark IV is an incredible price point, incredible product. And if you look on our website, you can see a ton of images that we've taken with that new 5D. I even chose the 5D over the 1DX, over the new 1DX. It's just an incredible workhorse camera. So sorry, I know I'm trying to spend a little bit more of your money. Anyway, everyone, hopefully that helps you this month. Good luck. Get out there. It's Digital Strategies Month. And as always, if you got any questions, hit us up at info@BehindTheShutter. And we look forward to hearing from you.